thank you for joining me once again, or if you're new, thank you for joining me for the first time. I have a haul video here. So sometimes I do haul videos all at once if I've bought a lot of stuff on any one particular day or if I've gone to the bins. And then sometimes I do them in little parts. So this is going to be one of those because today I went to the Salvation Army. They had 50% off. Now I was at the Salvation Army like maybe 3 weeks ago because all the clothes were $2.99, and that's a better sale. I mean, maybe not for t-shirts. I don't know how much they charge for t-shirts, but I don't even look at the t-shirts there. Anyway, I was on the fence about going, but my death pile is running on fumes and I can use some new stuff and sales are picking up. So I want to make sure that I'm listing fresh stuff. Anyway, last time I went, I got 3 items. And then that same day I went to Savers and I got 3 items. So I think 3 is my magic number right now because I got 3 items. Let's see what I got. This is Marmot, which I have expressed previously that I have a soft spot for. Well, I like outdoor brands. I just like them. And I think I've done okay with them. So, and they didn't, I mean, I wouldn't have bought this full price, but at half price, it wasn't bad. It's a lightweight sort of windbreaker jacket. This fabric definitely looks like something I either have or recently sold, because I did recently sell a Marmot jacket. It's got a hood that is attached, size small. It doesn't say whether it's women's, but it certainly looks like women's. It's a women's small. This would fit me. Just saying. Another outdoors brand that can do okay and maybe doesn't do okay, but I know I have a shirt by this brand that's just sitting and it won't sell, but I don't think shirts are exactly what it's known for. But anyway, it's Mountain Hardwear. The inside looks very similar to the other one. This one is light blue and also a lightweight windbreaker. This one has more to it. It's got that and the zippers under the underarms for ventilation. This one is a women's size medium. Also might fit me. The hood's kind of cool. It's got a little bill. If it were white, it would look like a Handmaid's Tale hood. Anyway, it's nice. Also wouldn't have paid full price, but then there's almost nothing I would pay full price at Salvation Army unless there was some hidden gem that they hadn't caught. This one they charged a little bit more. The brand is CB. CB is like a ski wear, winter wear kind of brand. And I don't know that they're still in business. I believe this is vintage. I was on the fence because this one was more expensive than those. But AI said it was a good purchase. And the price range they gave, the higher end seemed okay. The lower end didn't thrill me. But then I realized that I think this would go to the higher end and even higher because, okay, I'll show you. It's got, it's gray and black, and this is kind of a almost neoprene type fabric. And even this feels like, not like nylon, but like an actual fabric, if that makes sense. Suiting, like a suiting fabric almost. And then it has a liner, but the liner comes out, and I'm pretty sure that this is like a, Columbia interchange where the inside jacket can be worn on its own. I will probably take a look at that and I will confirm that somehow in print under here or with a picture. So I think that makes it more valuable. I know that CB was a good brand at one point. This was a million years ago, but I went to Tahoe with a group and my friend's brother had a jacket and now I own it. I don't know how it made it from him to me, but it's mine. And it is not a CB, but he had cut the label of a CB and put it on that jacket. So it looked like it was a CB. I would never do something like that. But anyway, that's because I guess CB was what you wanted. So I think AI told me like between 35 and 50, but given the fabric of it, and if in fact it's two jackets in one, I would just, I would go much higher. And I did quickly look up CB, like ski jackets, and the asking prices on them were higher, though I did not look at the sold prices because I had already made up my mind at that point. So that's what I got at Salvation Army. I don't foresee any yard sales this weekend. I looked and I don't see any listed in my area, but if I see signs, I'll go. I have to meet a friend and her family for breakfast tomorrow morning. So certainly after that, if I'm driving and there's a yard sale sign, well, I break for yard sales. Don't you? Okay, it's Saturday. And as I mentioned, I went to breakfast with a friend and her family. And I did see some yard sale signs along the way. So after breakfast, I thought, well, I might as well check them out. I ended up finding, I think, maybe 3 or 4 yard sales and did not buy one single thing. So then I went to the gym and there was an estate sale right near the gym. And even though it's the last day and it's, it had already been open for a few hours, I thought, well, I might as well run in. It's right here. And the first thing I see is this local sort of big time reseller. I've met her before at a reseller meetup, but she wouldn't remember me. But I just thought, oh, well, she's here, then if there's anything worth anything, it's gone. And there was very little there. Didn't buy anything. So I went to the gym and then I came home and I went the long way because there's a community that very often has a yard sale. There's a lot of houses in there, and right at the entrance they always put a yard sale sign. So I drive that way when on the weekends. And I found a yard sale and I actually bought 3 things again. All right, let's see what I got. I don't know this brand. It's called Rotate Burger Christensen. One of the things that, excuse me, made me take a look. So I've always heard that if the tag is just stitched on the ends, that's a sign of quality. It's new with tag. It's the Newton Blazer Dress. The color is Carmine Rose Comb, or C-O-M-B, period, maybe combination. So it's a long, like tunic length blazer, and I guess you're supposed to wear it as a dress, but I would imagine it would work well with like, I don't know, leggings? I have no idea, but it caught my eye and I looked it up and I found this company and this exact blazer on their website. I think it was like $435. I didn't look that closely. It was so hot. Was it dollars? Was it euros? I'm pretty sure it was dollars. Anyway, I decided to try it. Oh, I also saw a listing for it on eBay for like $185, but I don't know what that means. I could have looked further, but I didn't. Then I got, this was the first thing I saw. The brand is Vince. I have a pair of men's Vince shoes that are just sitting and sitting. I'm not convinced that Vince is, does that well. But this also is new with tag. Not every tag. I think that's like the return tag. Yeah, this is the tag where if this is removed, you can't return it. It's a nice black maxi dress with a bottom tier. Very pretty. I took a quick gander for this and saw, sometimes depending on how much time I want to spend, I just do a quick search, and if I see enough that they're at least asking a decent price, I'll give it a try. And the price was good. And finally, I picked these up. They're a little bit more warm than I like, but I will spruce them up a bit. I don't know if there's a size. They are Ferragamo driving loafers. The problem is I had a person with big feet who would try on my big shoes but at work, but he isn't working there anymore. So I don't know any big-footed people, but this appears to be a size 13, and that's even bigger than his size. I have a pair of size 13 sneakers here. I'll try to compare them. I'm sure these were very, very, very expensive, and I think driving loafers can do well. They're not terribly worn. They show a little wear there. I mean, overall, they're not bad, but they've clearly been worn quite a bit. The inside is faded. I'm going to stuff them and clean them a little bit and see what the toes curl up. The toes are, I think that's just the style of it. It looked like they went up like that. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Was this a good buy? Or was I just, you know, I'm out of death pile and it's a good brand? I don't know. We'll see. Well, it is Sunday. Right after I finished filming the 3 items I had picked up at the yard sale yesterday, I got an email that a local thrift store was having 50% off the entire store today. So I was like, well, yeah, I'll go. It's not that far. Can't hurt. It is by no means a honey hole. I've rarely gotten more than a few things there, and today was no different. In fact, I only got 2 things. It was actually quite crowded. I got there about 15 minutes before they opened, and there were already a lot of people waiting. So anyway, here's what I got. It was odd. They had like these frame jeans, and they had like 6 pair of the exact same ones in the same size. I think it was called Le One Flare or something, and all the same size 2, and then 1 pair in black. And I debated buying them, but they were marked up, so even at half price, it was still, I think, like $8 a pair. And I looked at the comps. They were kind of all over the place. There were some decent comps and some very, very low comps. But because they were $8 and they were a size 2, I just left them. I don't really know my jeans well enough to be able to make a great decision on that. So I didn't. If they'd been a slightly bigger size, I probably would have picked up 1 pair. Or if they had been like regular jeans price, regular jeans are $5, which means that it's $2.50. I would have picked some up. And speaking of regular jeans, I got 1 pair of regular jeans. This is just sort of a sentimental purchase. They are Wranglers. I'm quite certain they're vintage. They're made in USA. That's part of the reason. I don't know if Wrangler's still made in USA. I'm guessing not. I'm going to find out when where Wrangler's made now, when it's switched, if in fact it's switched. But these are the bareback. They have no back pockets, and that was a big thing at one time. I don't know if it still is or not. Surprisingly, they have a pretty good deep pocket for a women's jean. They are a size 11 by 32. I wish they were a little bit longer. I don't know so much now, but they used to like to, you know, like everybody would get the 36 and just stack them over their boots. But anyway, they're a nice light wash, and for $2.50, and I didn't want to walk out of there with, you know, nothing. And then I found, okay, I don't know if this is a good purchase or a bad purchase. This is a brand that used to be great, and of course, like so often happens, they're not as great, but I had never found them, and now I can say that I found them. And I could be stuck with them for a very long time for one specific reason, but they are Rothy's. This is the cap toe, I think I saw. There's 2 of them. They're in excellent condition. I should be able to get this off. Silver Sharpie comes off of most things very easily with scrubbing bubbles and a magic eraser. And they are made in China. They have this and that, made in China. So all good things. I believe they're real. Here's the thing. They are a size 12 and a half. That is huge for women's shoes. I am going to make sure to put keywords like drag queen, trans, because I think that's a good thing to do with larger sizes of shoes, and it's nice and soft. So That means they're not, you know, hopefully not too narrow for what was once a male foot. And that's it. And I'm actually going to release the video. So it's only 8 items. We'll have a short video. Why not? And I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. I hope to go to the bin soon, and I'm hoping that the yard sale season will kick up very shortly. All right. Bye now.